Thank you.
Charlie Mars with us this afternoon in the Bing Lounge, tonight at the Aladdin Theater.
Tonight at the Aladdin Theater.
Welcome to Portland, back to Portland.
Bam.
Bam, bam, bam. So you're a road dog, man. You have been touring relentlessly with this latest album, too. Has the road been kind to you?
It has. It's been long.
How
I've
long
been
have you
out
been-
for about 3 years.
Seriously?
Mhm.
That doesn't make for a family life at home.
Makes you happy to see him when you get there, though.
Yeah, it does. So, all right, so we've got the Like a Bird, Like a Plane. I got turned on to you with the, I think it was 04, 05, the self-titled. I thought it was your first, find out later it's not.
Yeah.
But between that album and Like a Bird, Like a Plane, there's a huge difference for me from an outsider looking in. I'm hearing more chords and I'm hearing more groove on the first one, and I'm hearing more grooves on this one. It's got that going. I mean, as soft as that was, there was something that had me inside going back and forth. Is there a considerable difference of something that happened to you that just changed your, to me, the view of the music that you're playing? Those two albums just were, what, a juxtaposition against each other.
Yeah, well, with that record that you're talking about and that came out in 04, that was my major label debut. And I think at the time I really put my songs and my sound in the hands of the producer. And I'm really happy with the songwriting, and it's a pretty good sounding record, but I don't think I really found my voice yet. It took me a while, and then once I sort of finished that album cycle and started to really decide, because the label folded, and it was kind of like, are you going to do are you going to keep doing this? Am I going to keep doing this? And if I'm going to keep doing it, am I going to really figure out what is being true to myself, or am I going to just kind of continue to flop around and do what other people think I should do? And so I just made a conscious effort to keep it real for me, and if I was going to move forward, to make sure that it felt like it was coming from inside, and that I was listening to a lot of reggae, a lot of Bob Marley, a lot of old Dire Straits, and I just sort of found my way into a sound that I feel like is definitely somewhere that I can call the foundation of what it is that I do. And I'm really happy with that record, with the latest record, and I'm happy with where I'm headed. And this record I put out on my own. At the time, I had no manager, no agent, no record label. I had no money other than I had to sell a bunch of stuff. And I spent a long time getting those songs together. And then I put the record out, and I was just so proud of it. I made 5 records, and my first record I think was pretty good, but this record was a labor of love, and I put everything on the line to make it. And there was no one sitting there waiting with bated breath for me to make it, and it's been my most successful record by far. And all the baby steps that have gone into the success of this record have really been, I've felt them because I've had a hand in all of them. And there's been people that have helped me along the way, and I certainly haven't done it myself, but largely I have, and that feels good.
Well, I'll tell you what, one of my favorites off there, Listen to the Dark Side, too. So if you're saying you're strapped at that time, how do you come up with a fantastic, very personal video?
Yeah.
You and your woman in that, so a very personal video.
Wait, she wasn't at the time.
She wasn't. Is that how you guys
met?
I'll be darned.
Yeah.
Do you guys know who we're talking about? You want to tell? Do we tell you?
You can tell.
He's the artist. He's who's Mary Parker. From Weeds,
yeah.
Showtime?
Yeah.
So, so your muse is in that one. So how does it come about that you get yourself such a wonderful...
Muse. She's my muse.
She is. Sure looks like in that
I
video.
agree,
You guys
it
were
does.
loving on each other.
I know. That's where I was like, wow, what's happening here? She's a good actress, so...
So yeah, how do you get about a wonderful video like that? If, like you said, you were strapped for just coming up with the tunes in the studio.
I charged it all on my American Express.
Good for you.
$27,000.
So I hear you were raised Methodist as well as, really was it?
Yeah, I charged every bit of it.
That's all right.
And then I paid it off over the last 3 years, but it was worth it.
So, did church bring music to you a little bit? Was that the first?
Yeah, I think I grew up in a small town in Mississippi, and my exposure to sort of music on a weekly basis was largely revolved around going to church on Wednesdays and Sundays, and being exposed, I think, to the spiritual aspect of music. I still carry that into what it is that I do.
Well, I connected with you on that same level. That's pretty much how I got introduced to music at a very young age, too. So, good stuff. So, let's talk just quickly, too. New music coming out. Have we got a whole bunch waiting to be recorded? Are you happy
I've
with
been
it?
writing a lot over the last year, and I have about 2/3 of my next record written, and I'm taking, when I get off tour with KT, I'm gonna take 8 weeks off and be in California and finish writing the record and make it in Austin, Texas in August, where I made the last record.
You got some of the same artists coming back for this new one?
Yeah, everybody's the same.
Because it worked together really well, so.
I was gonna do the record in Los Angeles, and then I got a Twitter from Lance Armstrong one day, like a direct message from him, and he invited me over to his house for lunch. I was in Austin, so I went over there, and he was like, "Oh, me and my girl, we listen to this record all the time. We love it. Where are you going to do the next one?" I think in California with these guys. He goes, "Charlie, don't change a winner." And so, hey, Lance, I'm not.
There you go. Once again, the man is at the Aladdin tonight with KT. Today with us this afternoon in the Bing Lounge, Charlie Mars.
All right.